Hey guys, this is Cthulthu here, and here I am in the Elf City, wanting to talk to you about Harmonized Ore. Now, this is something that I only discovered 2 weeks ago, and it's something that I've wanted to share with you and also the rest of YouTube, really, because one of the first things that I do when I come across something new is look it up on YouTube, and for some reason this didn't seem to be, well, there weren't any videos at all that I could find. That was at the time of 2 weeks ago when I wanted to find out more about Harmonized Ore. The only video there was that even included the tag was a general guide on Voice of Seren, so that was really no use because it wasn't specific. So basically, Harmonized Ore is an ore that becomes an infinite resource for the time that it's available. So for example, I could mine any amount of rune ore from this harmonized runite rock until it becomes unharmonized, and no one really knows how long they last. The longest I've seen is 32 minutes. So, you know, I've just been sitting here mining the rune ore for 32 minutes, and you can probably imagine, if you're 99 mining at least, you can probably imagine that that's quite a lot of rune ore. And basically, I mean, when it does work as perfectly as that, this is basically a fantastic AFK method for making money. Not to mention, it's hugely gratifying to be able to go into your bank and see a huge stack of rune ore, and right now my bank is, well, it's got a huge stack of rune ore. I think it must be about 8k plus now, and it's not just because of this rune rock, it's also because of Slayer, it's also because of my spring cleaner. But yeah, I mean, soon the majority will probably be from this activity, because right now I'm getting about 100, well no, the one time I recorded it, and I don't think it was one of the best hours that I've had, I got 130 rune ores, and I got 35 rune bars. So, you know, at very minimum, you're probably not minimum, but you're probably looking at roughly an average of 2 million an hour, which is pretty decent for basically one click, you know, one click on the rune rock, and that's it. And then also, you know, how good your hour is going to be not only depends on, well, actually a few factors which I'll go through later, but one of the biggest factors is being part of a community. And so the community that I've been a part of is Harmed Ore. So they have both a friends chat and a clan chat. I suggest you join both. I'm just going to stick around in the clan chat forever because it auto joins, and it's never full, whereas the friends chat is every now and again full during peak hours, and so it can be, it's not that bad, it's not that hard to join even when it is full. A few attempts will probably get you in, but then you're always world hopping sometimes, so it helps to be in the clan chat as well. And basically, when it comes to Traher now, these guys will call out the worlds in which there are harmonized rocks, and we just, well, we all hop worlds to that area. So yeah, what you see now is a normal rune rock. Now, unfortunately, what we need for a harmonized rock is we need the rune rock to be there. Now, unfortunately, someone's mined it, which means this rock can't harmonize anymore. Which is a problem, and that's what ultimately, you know, defines what is going to be a good hour and a bad hour, and it's us trying to protect these rune rocks from being mined. Now you'll see there are 2 rune rocks here. They always have been. I mean, I guess you can't actually tell because there is no rune in either one of them, but there are 2 rune rocks in the Elf City, and it's those 2. Now the western one harmonizes, the eastern one does not, and that's something else that you should know. So out of all these ores here, whether it be runite, addy, mithril, or coal down below, only certain nodes can actually harmonize, and so for runite it's always the western node, it is never the eastern node. So in other words, you're free to come over during the Traherne hour and just mine the eastern node regardless, but the western node is the one that we need to protect. And as long as it's protected, as long as the rune is still there, we've got a chance of it harmonizing, and unfortunately it's not something that will definitely happen. I've seen hours go by where the rune rock hasn't harmonized at all. And to be honest, I think there's a limited amount that will harmonize. But when it harmonizes, obviously your quid's in. Now what I'm going to do here is, I don't know if yes, I am in the friends chat. Well, 66 is the one they're calling out. There we go. So what I've also done to speed things up is I've added a lot of people that use the CC and that shout worlds, and that keep their friends chat open as well, so that every time a rune rock is called by one of them, hopefully there'll be someone to quick hop to. So yeah, right, now where do we begin? So firstly, it has to be the Traherne Hour. Secondly, you've got to do your best to protect the Western Ore and to educate people that try to mine it during the Traherne Hour. Obviously ask them to stop and then just educate them. Let them know that they can get a lot more than just one rune ore if they're patient, and also if they just join the FC and listen to the calls and hop to the worlds with harmonized rocks. So that's the first step. Otherwise, it's just a simple matter of call a rune ore if it does harmonize, or for that matter, Addy, Coal and Myth. And mine away. Now the requirements are slightly different here. I can't remember all the requirements, unfortunately. I can only really remember two. For runite mining, you must have 95 mining. You can't mine it if you're any lower than that. I don't know if there are any boosters that help, but I'm sure there will be, hopefully. And then for Addy, I also know that Addy is 89 mining that you require. Normal levels for normal ores, but if it's harmonized, it needs to be those levels. 89 for Addy, 95 for Rune. Fortunately, this one's also just deharmonized. Again, this one don't mine once it's unharmonized, which unfortunately, again, someone has. But the Eastern one, that's free for all. Mine it and see if you can get it. And now just to go over some items that I used during this hour. So firstly, let's start with the gear. There we go. So here's my gear. So very simple. All I've got here is the Rock Armor 4. It gives me double runite ore every now and again, and obviously double Addy whenever I'm mining that. I don't know if the Rock Armor 3 or lesser works in the same way, but worth having a look at Runescape Wiki to find out, or if you already know, then obviously wear the item. The other thing I wear is Quarrymaster Aura. I've only got tier 1, so it only gives me a 3% bonus. But again, that's another item that you kind of want, especially at tier 1 because it's so cheap to get. Thereafter, that's obviously your decision whether the loyalty points is worth it. That's for you to decide. Right, I'm guessing there's something in 46. I'm just going to join that world anyway without seeing any calls. Clearly, unfortunately, they don't call as much in the clan chat as they do in the friends chat, but that's just the way it is. And look, I was right. I mean, that's another nice, easy way of telling. If you start adding all these people to your friends chat during Traherne Hour, you get to know, which worlds are likely to have Rune without having to be in either of the chats. Because, well, obviously everyone's on the same world once Rune does get called out. Right, going back to the items. Now, the other thing I've got is the active sign of Porter. Now, before you actually equip that item, there's one thing you should know, and that is that you get corrupted ore when mining these harmonized ores. However, you only get the corrupted ore if those ores go into your inventory. Once you have the sign of Porter on, then you no longer get that corrupted ore. So that is why I try and mine as much into my inventory as possible, just because I'm sure I'll like the smithing experience at a later stage for the corrupted ore. And then obviously when I get to a stage where my inventory's full, I'll start to equip the sign of Porters so that it automatically sends the rune away. The next thing, so we're basically done with wearable items. Obviously you've got your pickaxe unless it's in your tool belt. Naturally, the better pickaxe you have, the better chance you have of mining more. I've currently got the crystal. I've actually only just got it. I've now got a crystal axe and a crystal pickaxe, which is awesome. And I've noticed a difference when mining things like sandstone, not normal sandstone, but the crystal spec sandstone and the red sandstone. I don't know if it's making much of an impact on Rune, and I'm not recording the numbers right now, so I won't find out from this hour. Not to mention I didn't start on time either. So yeah, that goes for granted, that goes as standard. Obviously the better the pickaxe you have, the better chance you have of mining more. And then let's see what's next. I see a lot of people wearing mining equipment, the golden equipment that I have no idea what it's called. Obviously that's just for a bit of additional experience, but that's not important to me, so that's why I'm not wearing it. I don't intend to get it either, for that matter. And then the second to last thing is the Lava Titan. I believe it adds about 7 to 9 mining levels. I'm not sure exactly how much. All I know is that it's a familiar and that it helps me the best when it comes to mining. The rest doesn't really matter, does it? As long as it helps, it helps. And then lastly, I don't know, is it an important item? I can't remember anymore. But one thing that is seems to be definitely worth using as opposed to not using it, at least that's for certain, is the perfect Juju mining. The Juju mining works, well, just like the Juju mining does, in that it can summon a spirit, that will then send ores away for you. Not only does it send the ores away to the bank for you, therefore obviously giving you a bit more inventory space, or allowing you to use your sign of the porter a little less, and saving the charges, I guess. But it also turns it into a bar, so you get the, it's like the equivalent of getting 8 coal for free. Plus probably a bit additional extra, because actually when you smelt rune ore normally you make a profit, probably because it's just such a drag to do, that someone has to do it and they do it for a profit. So it's quite a nice healthy bonus bar for using the Juju mining potion. Luckily I've got like 300-400 potions from before they became grand exchange items, and that means as long as I continue to get harmony moss, I will continue to have plenty of supplies for Juju mining potions. But again, this is not just the ordinary Juju mining potion, it is the perfect potion, which means it lasts an hour. Now I don't know if there are any other benefits that it has. It might have a couple more benefits, but just the fact that it lasts an hour for me means that it's better than using a normal Juju mining potion. So I think that's pretty much it, guys. I don't know if there's much more to say. Some people that that look at their numbers and like to tell everybody else at the end of the hour claim to get something along the lines of 180 rune ore and 30 rune bars. On the one time that I recorded, I got roughly around 130 rune ore and 35 rune bars, but that was, I don't think it was the best of hours. I think the hour could be better. Also at the time, I don't know if I was using Quarry Master. I certainly didn't have a crystal pickaxe, which should make a difference. Apparently according to Runescape Wiki it makes about 15% difference. So hopefully it helps. Just noticed my sign is depleted. There we go. Filled the inventory again and added a new one. So yeah, it's an awesome way to make 2 million for doing basically nothing. I mean, you've witnessed what I've done basically. I've hopped worlds maybe once, maybe twice, I can't remember now. Click the ore and that's it. As long as I'm staying active every 5 minutes so I'm not logged out, it's all good. And it allows me to do stuff like watch anime, because I can barely watch anime while playing RuneScape anymore. I don't know what's changed, but I'm just not able to read the subtitles anymore and concentrate on the game. But it's nice and easy now when you've got an activity like this, and it's just such good money. Why not do it? I don't think I've got anything else to add. One thing that I definitely know is I'm no expert at these kind of things anymore. There are plenty of items out there that either I don't remember because there's just so much to remember, or maybe there are new items that I forget about or I don't know about. So what I'm trying to say though is that there might be other items worth using with this method of mining. I just don't know about them, and if you can think of any, then obviously please tell me, because I'd love to know, and I'd love to improve the amount of rune ore that I get in an hour. Also, the other thing is, once again, this CC, this FC, they're both called Harmed Ore. I'll spell it for you in the description if it's necessary, but you might be able to see it on the screen anyway. I'm sure it's somewhere on the screen. But yeah, the other thing is, yeah, they call Addy, they call Mithril, they'll call coal. So, regardless of what level you are, if you can get the coal, then also you have to be the certain level for the harmonized coal. Then it's worth coming into the CC and just mining whatever you can mine until eventually you're level 95. And also, there is never going to always be rune ore. There will be times where there's about a 5-minute gap where there might not be any harmonized rune ore that has been found, and in those cases just mine the addy. What I like to do is I like to mine the addy and then bank it and then mine and then bank it, etc. So I'm still getting corrupted ore, I'm not wasting the porter, and then when it comes to rune, just back to normal. Hop to the rune world as soon as possible, again just by adding people. If you don't mind having a friends list like that, I know the cutoff point where my real friends are, and then obviously the ones that I've had to recently add. Certainly don't mind keeping them there either, because they're just random people that probably won't ever add me back and speak to me, so it's all good and I can use them for making this slightly more efficient. So guys, I think that's it. I probably dragged this on a few minutes more than I had to. I will hopefully be making a couple more videos to follow, basically on items that I've been finding a lot of use out of, like the spring cleaner, which has just been amazing on some tasks. So I'm sure I'll make another couple of videos soon. I can't promise any further than that. But until next time, guys, hopefully I'll even see you in the FC or one of these worlds the next return hour. Until then, guys, thank you for watching. See you around.